Hey guys, welcome back to MU Sports TV. This is where you get all the news concerning Manchester United. And hey guys, United are back in the Premier League action today. And United are facing West Ham United at Old Trafford, looking for a back-to-back victory and looking for a victory after a disappointing outing against Everton at Old Trafford. After some 4-5 games without a defeat at Old Trafford, United lost 1-0 to Everton, courtesy of Desperry a whole goal. And I think we need to respond the way we responded after against Palace last week, 2-1 victory, 2-1 comeback victory. And we need to respond positively again at home. And after that disappointing defeat at against Everton at home, we need now to win at home because with a win, we are going to jump two more from ninth to I think fifth in the Premier League table. And one thing I'm worried about is the fact that each time Manchester United has a chance of being in that top four or top five, they fail to take the win. Against Forest, we instead of winning, we drew. Against Spurs, we drew. Against Everton, we lost. So we need to start taking these advantages. Yesterday, Liverpool drew, Chelsea lost. Sunderland drew, Crystal Palace won. But with a victory today, we can be ahead of them in the league table. So all we ask for the players to turn up the way they did in the second half of the Crystal Palace game, whereby after a disappointing and a horrendous first half, the players stand up in the second half and they did what we expected them to do, to come back and score two goals to make sure that at the end of the day, United earned the three deserved points. So there are a lot of factors that I want us to talk about today: the team news and the statistics, the head to head between these two clubs, and how we stand a chance of victory. Remember now, Nuno Espirito Santos is the current manager for West Ham, and the last manager that defeated us here was David Moyes when he was at West Ham, if I'm not wrong. We lost to West Ham and we lost Moyes again. But last season under Nuno at Forest, we managed just a point, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, we managed a point, but we need to do better as far as this game is concerned, because as I said earlier, it is going to be a very important victory if we can do it. So guys, yesterday Ruben Amorim in his press conference, he talked about the team news, the players that are available and those that will not be available. And as far as we're concerned, we are sure of two players who are going to miss this game due to injury, and it is Harry Maguire and Benjamin Sesko, who are all out. We don't know the extent, or we don't know when Harry will be back. But for Sesko, we can say that he will be available. He might be back in the match day squad the week we are playing FC Bournemouth. That is, I think, on the 14th, 15th of December. So we hope the players can be back as soon as possible. But yesterday, Amorim talked about something different. He talked about two players who might not start against against West Ham. He was really he didn't mention whom the players were. And just to read what Amorim said yesterday in his press conference, he said, we have two doubts for the game. I will not tell you today because we will change the way we are going to approach the game. So he didn't mention the players who are doubts for this game because they're going to change the way they're going to approach this game. So there have been speculation of which two players are these, and at the moment now the media that they're trying to speculate that it's Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount. Some are saying Joshua Zirkzee. And we are waiting for the official announcement of the lineup later on for the game today, and to see which players indeed Amorim was talking about yesterday. And if it is Bruno Fernandes, it is going to be a massive blow because even though he's being criticized, even though he is playing that deep, Bruno Fernandes' presence is always very important for Manchester United. And if you can see that against Crystal Palace, his two great deliveries, one for Zagze and one for Mason Mount, and the 3 points and a 3-0 through one victory against Crystal Palace. And his absence today, if he is indeed one of the players that are not going to be available, it is going to be a massive blow for Manchester United. But reading the current breaking news or the rumors is that Bruno Fernandes might be in the squad despite the concerns. The 31-year-old just trained yesterday, and it is looking to build on his man of the match display last week. So another news is that Bruno Fernandes might be available because Ruben wasn't clear whether these two players are going to miss the game totally or they won't even start or they won't just start. If they won't start, it means they have maybe issues. They're not 100% fit, but they will be on the bench. But if they are not going to be on the squad, it means they won't be even appearing in the second half if they are needed. So we are waiting to see whom these two players are. But apart from Bruno Fernandes and apart from Sesko and Harry Maguire and the two mysterious players that Amorim talked about that are going to miss this game, and if for Amorim to say that he won't reveal the identity, it means they are important players or they were in the first 11 that faced Crystal Palace last week. So definitely it can be Gatti, it can be Menu, it can be the legs of Dogu or maybe Dalo, but I think it can be either of Joshua Zagze or maybe Brian Bomo or maybe Ahmad Diallo or maybe Shen Lamen. So there's still speculations. Some are saying Bruno Fernandes had issues in the last minute of the game against Palace. Some said Mount had a knock, and there were no official training footages from Manchester United after the victory against Palace. So there were no players spotted not in training. So they're just speculation that it might be Bruno Fernandes or Mason Mount missing the game, with some also saying it can be Joshua Zirkzee. But the injury boost we had is that Mateus Cunha was back in training after missing the last two games against Everton and against Palace. Mateus Cunha, after the injury concussion he got on his head, is back in training and he's fit enough to start today against West Ham. So that is a massive injury boost. And if at all the rumors we have at the moment are to go by, that Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount are going to miss the game or they are going to be on the bench or not to start, I think we still have a strong squad that we can go with today and get the job done at home. West Ham at home, it is going to be a very important match because last season I think we lost here. I'm going to go in details later on in this video and how we fared last season against West Ham. I think we lost both home and away if I'm not wrong, but this is a new season, new players. Some players are new, but different tactics and different mindset. So we are going all in and looking for nothing else than 3 points at Old Trafford against West Ham later on tonight. So if we say that Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount are going to miss today's game, we can still feel a strong squad that can get the job done against West Ham today. In goal, none other than Sean Lamens is definitely starting ahead of Bandir and Tom Heaton after his debut against Sunderland, if I'm not wrong. I think he's been massive. It's been great for us, and sometimes we are comfortable having him in goal. And I think he is a massive upgrade from Andonana Bandir to him. I think he has been doing quite well, and we wish him all the best. So Sunderland Men's to start at the back three of Luke Shaw, Matthias de Ligt, and Mazraoui. Last game Euro started but he had a very difficult game. Yeah, but that's why he was subbed off, and Mazraoui came in, and I think Mazraoui did well, and I think it's time to rest Yoro. I think something is not is no it's been not himself the last 4 or 5 games, and I think it's just okay to rest him a little bit so he can reset. So Mazraoui to start ahead of Yoro, the lights to start, and Shaw also to start. I know Lisandro Martinez came in against Palace last week after a year out. Yeah, he was injured against Palace last season, and he came back against Palace this season, and I think that was a great news we had all after he came on against Palace. But I think it's too early for him to start a game. I think the way Ruben Amorim integrated Luke Shaw in the team, I think is the same way he's going to do the same with Lisandro Martinez, because we don't want to risk an injury, because he has had two dangerous two ACL now, and we really want him to play. And Lisandro Martinez, while fit, is the best CB. Yeah, the best CB. So I don't think starting today will make any sense. Maybe him coming on in the second half will do. So look sure to start with the liked and Mazraoui. The wing backs, Dalo will start ahead of Dogu. I'm sure about that. Then Amad Diallo will keep his place as right wing back against West Ham, after faring the same plays against Palace. Made the two midfielders of Casemiro to start ahead of Ugarte, and also Kobe Menu to start ahead of Ugarte. If Casemiro, if Bruno Fernandes is going to miss this match, his replacement should be none other than Kobe Menu. Even Amorim said that, because I remember when Amorim was asked why Menu isn't playing, and he said that the outright sub for Bruno Fernandes is Menu, and the outright sub for Casemiro is Ugarte. So if Bruno is playing, or if Bruno is starting, it is going to be difficult for Menu to start games, and if Casemiro is starting, it is going to be difficult for Ugarte to get games. Now, if Bruno Fernandes is to miss the game against West Ham, Kobe Menu is most definitely going to start ahead of Manuel Ugarte. So I hope we hope to see Menu alongside Casemiro in that midfield if Bruno Fernandes won't make it tonight. Cunha back, Belmo available, and Zagze available. I think now with Mason Mount also out, if Mount was available, I think Cunha could have been rested, maybe, on the bench and come in the second half. But with Mount also out, injured, with the current news we're having now, I think Cunha will most definitely start as the left midfielder or left attacking midfielder, and Bomo to start in his right attacking midfielder, with Joshua Zirkzee starting as a striker. I know he doesn't offer much compared to how even Sesko plays. When Zirkzee plays, that up front, sometimes the opposing defenders, they have easy time dealing with him, but sometimes he found them as off guard, and the same way he did against Palace, he caught the Palace defense sleeping, and he scored that goal from a tight angle, very cute angle, that nobody could have imagined he could score from there. And Zirkzee, with all the confidence, he scored from that tight angle. I hope that goal gave him the confidence back. Zirkzee with confidence is a very good player, and I hope that if he's going to start today, maybe a goal again, a back-to-back goals will do for Joshua Zirkzee, because that was his first goal this season, and first goal since his brace against Everton. That was back in November, if I'm not wrong. So Lamens show liked Mazraoui, Dalo, Amad, Menu, Casemiro, Cunha, Mbomo, and Zirkzee. The first 11 that I think is best we can go with today at Old Trafford and get the job done against West Ham United. If Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount won't be fit enough to start, as per the rumors we are getting now, or at the moment, as far as we are concerned. So guys, currently Manchester United are ninth in the Premier League table with 21 points after 13 games with a positive one goal difference, while West Ham are 18th in the league table with that with 11 points after 30. In fact, they have played more games than the point they have garnered so far. So they have 11 points after 13 games with a negative 12 in terms of goal difference. So a win for them will put them in the 17th position because they are 4 points below Forest on 16th. So a win will just keep them above Leeds to 17th. But a win for Manchester United will give them 24 points. That will be the fifth position, just below Chelsea with 24, Villa with 27, City with 28, and Arsenal, the league leaders, with 33 points. So the victory is very, very important for Manchester United today. 3 points enough. 3 points enough to take us from 9th to 5th in the Premier League table. I really hope that today, for the first time in a long time, we are going to take advantage of our rivals, our opponents, dropping points. Liverpool dropped points, Brighton dropped points, Sunderland dropped points. Although Palace won, but we can still be ahead of them. The victory against West Ham. So we need to do better against the Hammers today. So checking on the stats between Manchester United and West Ham, and so far this season, in terms of goals scored, Manchester United are averaging a 1.6 ratio goals scored per game, while West Ham are averaging 1.2. That means United are scoring more goals. This has have scored more goals so far and are averaging more goals per game than West Ham. In terms of goals conceded, United are averaging 1.5 per game, while West Ham are averaging 2.1. So I think United also are also good in defense. So it means West Ham, their defense has been leaking so many goals, and when you compare their defense and defense, they have conceded more goals than us. That means they score less and concede more, and we score more and concede less. So that means we have an advantage when it's come to scoring goals. They are a team that is not difficult to score a goal against, and that can tell you why we need to win today. Shots of target, Manchester United are averaging 6.5, while West Ham are averaging 3.1. Shot on target, we are averaging 5.2, while West Ham are averaging 3.6. Corners, they are averaging 5.5. That 5.5, we are averaging 4.2. That means they can be dangerous in those set pieces. Cards, they are averaging 1.7, while we are averaging 1.3. So I think West Ham have been poor so far this season, but that doesn't matter. Chelsea lost yesterday to Leeds. Leeds are 17. Chelsea are, I think, a fourth. So we are going to face a difficult team. That's West Ham, and anything can happen. But we cannot underrate this team. Deadly West Ham player at the moment, I can say, is Callum Wilson with 4 goals, then Bowen with 3 goals. So we should look out for Callum Wilson and Jarrod Bowen. And the good news is that Paqueta is going to miss today's game after receiving a red card in the last game against Liverpool, if I'm not wrong. So Paqueta missing is a very big blow to West Ham, but for United, it is a massive news. So in the last 5 games these two teams have met, West Ham have managed to win 3 times, with United winning twice. So West Ham have been doing great the last 5 games while facing Manchester United. The last time these two met in a competitive match, last season in the Premier League, West Ham won 2-0 at Old Trafford and won 2-1 at the stadium away. So we lost both home and away against West Ham last season. Remember that the 2-1 loss that led to Ten Hag getting sacked after that controversial penalty. So last season we were winless against West Ham. The last time we beat West Ham was back in 2024 at the 3-0 victory at Old Trafford. Goal scored by Holland and Garnacho with a brace was the last time we beat this team at Old Trafford. In that same season, we lost 2-0 away. So it is, and we have been facing some tough time while dealing with West Ham in the last the last 4 games, because we've won just once. West Ham winning 3 times in the Premier League. That means we have been poor while facing West Ham. That means we need to do better. We need to do better because we are playing at home against a team that is still finding its form under new manager, and we need to take full advantage of that and win the game at Old Trafford today. Thanks for watching, guys.